Hey there, welcome to Legion of Super Stuff. I am your host, Doug Meller. This is the place where we discuss all things superheroes. That's right, we're going to have some fun. This time, I'm going to talk about the top 10 superhero catchphrases. That's right, top 10 super catchphrases. Let's go. All right, let's start with the honorable mentions. I'm going to fork He-Man in here. I mean, there was a He-Man comic, so let's get him in there. He was just such a key part of my childhood, so I have the power. It's definitely in the honorable mentions, as well as Up, Up, and Away from Superman, and, of course, I'm Batman. Now, as far as the top 10, some of you might be upset that this is at 10, but I'm going to go at 10, Avengers Assemble. And look, man, it kind of is the coolest one to hear when it comes out of the mouth of Captain America in the MCU. Like, I get goosebumps thinking about it. I love this catchphrase. But as far as creativity and how much fun you have saying it, that's why I put it here at 10. It's pretty straightforward. Yes, again, it gave me goosebumps in the theater, but I can't use it a ton in real life. You know, I don't actually have Avengers around me. It's hard to really, I have used it before, I'm sure, but it's hard to really force in there. Contextually, it's just difficult to use, but I still love it. That's why it's in the top 10. At number 9, Odin's beard from Thor. Oh man, this one is one of the funner ones to say. It sounds like something Ron Burgundy would say in Anchorman. I do believe he said Odin's raven in Anchorman, but I can also hear him saying this, and I think I want to bring this back and use it a lot. It sounds so serious and stupid at the same time, you know? You mostly hear Hemsworth's voice when you say it in your head, but I want to take it over. Whenever I'm in deep shock or have an epiphany, I just want to yell this out. Odin's beard. At number 8, Merciful Minerva from Wonder Woman. That's similar to Odin's beard, very similar. This was said by Wonder Woman, as I mentioned, quite a bit in the old beloved Super Friends cartoon, like a lot. She says it a lot in that. And it can be used just the same as Odin's beard. You can kind of flip these. Two different sides of the coin there. I love using old phrases like this that are just perplexing those around me. Oh, merciful Minerva. Again, you can hear Anchorman saying that. You can hear Ron Burgundy yelling that out. Yelling this in public would definitely turn some heads. All right, coming in at number 7, with great power comes great responsibility from Spider-Man. Actually, though, it's from Voltaire, the French author, but I loved it. What actually made it, you know, part of everyday life was Spider-Man. Take that, Voltaire. Of course, this comes from Peter Parker's Uncle Ben, the piece of advice that Peter really takes to heart. This advice is then passed down to us as an audience, so in some ways, Uncle Ben is all of our uncle. This phrase has perhaps penetrated the society verbal word bank more than any other. And there are definitely people out there that have said this that didn't even know where it came from, which is also kind of cool in a weird way. It's probably used sarcastically more than anything else. Of course, it is bittersweet to say or hear it because of the death of Uncle Ben. It's certainly an important saying. It's maybe a little more serious, but it can be used in goofy ways. Let's say you find you have a new talent, like you just learned you can burp the alphabet or something. With great power comes great responsibility. Maybe not the best example, but you get it. At number 6, this is a tough one. I feel like these are all in the top 6 can be kind of replaced one way or the other. But at 6, I have Hulk Smash. Oh, that's a good one. We're getting in the top catchphrases here. Hearing Hulk say this from the primal regions of his brain is amazing. And it's fun to use this in daily life anytime you're upset and break something or want to smash something. Hulk Smash, go-to phrase. I use it 1,000 times a week. I'm starting to regret not putting this at number 1, but here we go. Let's keep going. At number 5, Shazam, of course, is what Billy Batson yells in order to change into Captain Marvel. This one is just straight up fun to say. It's just a fun word. It is undeniable that Shazam is a fun word. Say it. Say Shazam and don't have a little bit of fun. If you're in a bad mood, just yell Shazam. It's just fun. Now, you can use this in a lot of different contexts. Any kind of you can just, if you're mad, if you're happy, if you have an epiphany, there's a lot of ways. Basically, you can just say it anytime something cool happens or anytime you're surprised. It's versatile. I love it. It made the top 5. All right, coming in at number 4, from Beast, Oh My Stars and Garters, which is just only cool when it comes out of his mouth. I would like to say I could pull this off, but I'm just not classy enough. Now, I just love it because it's so weird. And this actually originated, I assumed it was from an X-Men comic. It was actually from Avengers number 137, which I think is when he joined the Avengers. Once upon a time, men's shirts were made without measured collar sizes and sleeve lengths. Collars were buttoned onto the shirt and long sleeves were pulled up to the arm so that the cuff hit the wrist and then the sleeves was fixed at the length with a sleeve garter. It was a description of extreme anger to refer to disemboweling a victim and using his guts for garters. It could be a threat to say that he'd have someone's guts for garters. Wow. Did not know that's where that came from. That's crazy. Yeah, but again, Beast makes it sound so classy and cool. It's an exclamation of disbelief or dismay, like, oh my goodness, oh my stars and garters. It just sounds a little more ornate. All right, moving into the top 3. Here we go. At number 3, spoon. I butchered it, but spoon from The Tick. I actually didn't remember why he said this. I always just thought it was funny. And here's what I found. The phrase originated when Tick and Arthur were eating drama flakes while watching the morning news. From this, they learned that the Terror had returned from retirement and was coming to the city. In preparation, Tick declared the need for a battle cry to replace, "Not in the face, not in the face." It's so funny. Drawing inspiration from his cereal consumption utensil, he uttered a word that would echo throughout the cosmos for eons. Spoon! This word, which he would use to strike fear into the Terror's heart when they finally met, would become his slogan in the infomercial of superheroism. Wow, that's so great. God, that's... if you haven't done a dive on the old cartoon recently, give the Tick cartoon a watch. All right, at number 2, and you know what? I just swapped number 1 and 2 at the very last minute. Just did it. At number 2, we're going clobbering time from Ben Grimm, aka The Thing. I don't know. This one just gets me. I just love it. I love hearing The Thing say this, and I hope they get it in the new Fantastic Four film in the MCU. Please get it's clobbering time out there. It's not a term that is used that often these days, clobbering. You just don't hear people say that. That's what makes me love it for some reason. I love that a lot of these catchphrases that are so great originated from the 60s, and yet they kept up with them. They kept them going. It's beautiful. So at number 2, clobbering time. And at number 1, and again, I switched this at the very last second, but at number 1 from Spider-Man, the 1967 cartoon, walloping web snappers. This one just makes me giggle every time I hear it. And he would say it. Spider-Man would say it a lot in the 1967 series. And again, if you haven't watched that in a while, do a deep dive. It is so fun. I don't even know what this means. It doesn't matter. It's so weird, and I love it. Walloping web snap. What is a web snapper? I gotta bring it back. Saying this in real life would certainly get people shooting you odd looks. Let's do it. Let's make this popular. Walloping web snappers. Say it with me. Walloping web snappers. Let's go. All right, that was the top 10 superhero catchphrases. That was fun. Thanks for diving in with me on that. Before I go, gotta drop some quick news. Spider Noir has begun principal photography in Los Angeles. The first photos of Nick Cage as this mysterious Marvel superhero, who is reportedly not going to be Peter Parker in this new interpretation, were taken. The setting of the photos makes it seem like you can get a real feel for the 1930s New York backdrop. The log line is, an aging, grizzled private investigator in 1930s New York grapples with his dark past as the city's mass vigilante. Battling crime in a corrupt city, he faces dangerous enemies and uncovers sinister plots. His journey through shadowy alleyways and moral ambiguities is filled with action, intrigue, and noir-style narration. I'm sold. I'm sold. I've been sold. I love the character. I love Nick Cage. I love old, weird, noir-style detective stuff. This has everything. It's going to be great. I wish it was out now. As always, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend to watch, all that good stuff. Go to the Instagram if you want more. And until next time.